Hello, am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Audio clear, video, everything? Please respond in the comment section. Where are the participants? There are just 4 people live watching. We are about to start, and it's just 8 people on live. Hello, welcome everybody. We are like into the verge of celebrating our 75th Independence Day this year. And so, where's the Josh? How's the Josh? People are geared up for the event. The Independence Week is about to commence. Rather, it has already commenced. So, let us have something going on from the page of Rotary Club of Rotary Club of Gitanjali Kolkata. And what better can be than celebrating the Jashn Azadi 2.0 live from YouTube from the page of Rotary Club of Gitanjali Kolkata. Last year we had immense responses. Um, like it was a grand event from the part of our club, and not only club, at a large, at wholesomely, if you see, it was a celebration of the 74th independence. And yes, we are entering into the 75th one this year, and I hope it will be a more grand event this year. Jashn Azadi, some of events lined up for the next 45 days, and today we are into Adhunik Bharat, where the topic is last year, kind of, the letters were directed to some freedom fighters. As far as I remember, I also moderated last year's session, wherein the letters were directed to um, the heroes of our country, the freedom fighters of our country, what personally people feel they want to express to their favorite, or the most, or the rather the closest freedom fighters they believe they are. So, and we received some amazing letters to Bhagat Singh, to Rajguru, to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, to Gandhiji, and to some extent Rabindranath Tagore too, because he was a fighter by the pen, we can say. So this year the theme has changed a little bit. The fact is that we are battling an immense pandemic. Um, the pandemic, which cannot be curtailed by regional or any other secular borders. It has reached to every house and every corner of this world. And therefore, apart from being freedom fighters, now we are battling uh, thing of dependence, a dependence on each other, the dependence on various COVID warriors, from backline heroes to frontline heroes to everyone. And since there's a lot of commemoration and thanksgiving going out in every parts of the world to the frontliners, especially the healthcare workers, namely doctors, nurses, technicians, and all. The most precisely, the medical fraternity is being felicitated. But uh, seldom we think of the feeder services that are helping this medical community to fight this deadly pandemic. That is, be it the oxygen supplies, the person, the van that is carrying the oxygen supplies, uh, the driver, or the, like, that in Hindi we say safai karmi, or the যারা আমাদের সবকিছু পরিষ্কার রাখতে হেল্প করে, স্যানিটাইজিং টিমস এটসেট্রা. Even the people who are stuck at home cannot reach out to the markets, or like the restaurants etc are also closed. So the online food ordering apps, delivery boys that are providing food to our hands while we are seated comfortably at home, they are also one of the backline heroes. Also, the people who are opening community kitchens, hell lot of students who are taking this task voluntarily and making databases. One such database was from only Rotary, our Rotary. Our Rotary also organized a COVID support team, and similarly to Rotary, other also lot of independent small groups formed from school, colleges, and what not other institutions helping to fight this COVID pandemic. And this backline heroes were never like commemorated or felicitated. But this Independence Day, Rotary Club of Gitanjali Kolkata decided to uh, give them a felicitation to all the backliner heroes who worked tirelessly this pandemic to make to help us fight this COVID pandemic together. And therefore, we devised the event Adhunik Bharat 2.0, a segment of a celebration for the independence Jashn Azadi 2.0, wherein we urged our participants to pen down the letters to the backliner heroes who fight, who rather fought this pandemic hand in hand with the frontliner heroes as per se. So, having said that, the participants, I hope people will come live and join more and more as we progress into the session. I can see A lot of people have joined also. So I guess wasting much without much ado, we should start off things. Before starting off, I would thank the Rotary Club of Gitanjali Kolkata for providing me the opportunity to host this event, to moderate this event. Uh, I'll also thank Rotractor Dona Mukherjee uh, and Rotractor, mm, everybody, all the Rotractors who managed to pull this segment of Jashn Azadi. I am Bibaswan Acharya, Rotractor Bibaswan Acharya from the Rotary Club of Gitanjali Kolkata, and I'm a chair of this event and also going to moderate the session. My co-chair is also, I guess, present with me. I guess my co-chair is live in the chat. Yes, Ananya Mandal, Rotractor Ananya Mandal. She has also tirelessly worked to make this event up till the area it is now. And also, to start off, before starting off, I'd like to thank uh, the entire editorial, the presidential, all the teams that work collectively to make this event a grand success. Let us begin with the welcome note from IPP Rotractor Gaurav Datta. Uh, Let us read out what message Gaurav has for all of us. A warm welcome from our IPP Rotractor Gaurav Datta to all the participants who have sent the letters for event Adhunik Bharat 2.0, and congratulations to all those entries whose entries were being selected for the final readout. It's great to see such enthusiasm and respect from our participants. To all the COVID backline warriors, thank you and have a good day. So, without much ado, let's start. And we got a lot and lots of letters. It is impossible to read out all of them in a single session, but at least we have kept our promises to read out top 19 to 20 letters as judged by uh, Rot- Namrata Mukherjee ma'am, and she's an avid reader, and it is a pleasure to have her to judge the event. So starting off from 20 letters, one by one, I'll read out. There's no chronology. Don't think that I'm reading out the first letter. That is chronology. This is 20th. This is first. Just the flow, the letters that I've selected. To start off, we have the very first letter. I guess everybody's ready. So show some love in the comment box. Everybody's ready to hear it out. The 20 letters. I guess everyone is. Uh, Good evening to everyone present live. Yeah, good evening, Sukanya, Archishmita, Ananya, Srijana Chatterjee, Sriparna Dash, Megha Ghosh, Shubhanna Chaudhary, Rimple Sachdeva, Deepto Mojumdar, everyone. So let's begin. And even Ronit Singh. To start off, we have the letter from Megha Chakraborty. Megha Chakraborty writes, the first letter for the evening from Megha Chakraborty. She writes, Dear COVID team, a backliner heroes, I hope this note finds you. I don't have any words to thank you for your immense contribution to the humanity. I would fail as a person if I don't show my gratitude to you for your great sacrifice. I show my sincere gratitude to each one of you. I believe as God help us in every critical times, as in this situation, God is helping human in the face of paramedical staffs, Swachhata Sevak, watchmans, chemists, shop merchants who help to grow our country in this pandemic. The duty you are doing for people and the country without thinking of yourself and your family is truly something that we cannot quantify. You all have been selflessly serving humanity day and night. Your dedication towards this such pathetic situation India is going through is just unpayable. You are all fighting like superheroes. I can see real Avengers and real heroes of nation, and no duty is more important and urgent than that of returning a thanks. I appreciate your great service to the nation in this corona pandemic period. People may forget your efforts over the time, but I hope in future this letter would remind few people and the future generation about your greatest dedication, commitment, and sacrifices ever done to this world. I wish you and your family good health and pray for your well-being. Thank you with lots and lots of love and respect, Megha Chakraborty. Wow, that's a nice letter to start off with. And the fact is that Megha didn't like categorize only one type of person as a backliner heroes to whom the letter was dedicated. And she gave a wholesome note thanksgiving to all the COVID warriors, backline COVID warriors who tirelessly fought this pandemic without the most important is selflessly. Like we always have the nature to think about ourselves, and these people without thinking of themselves thought for the greater part of world and therefore committed to the service. And yes, this letter of thanksgiving will always not only remain in my laptop gallery but also in my mind, and in someday future we'll be remembering all of you. Thank you, Megha, for such a wonderful letter. I will move on to the next letter. It is by Pahul August. Pahul August is writing, um, Sir or ma'am, I hope this letter finds you well. I am writing this letter to express my gratitude to you and all the efforts made by you during these difficult times of the pandemic. Your service has proved that nothing is above the country and the nation. The coronavirus pandemic has been a very challenging time. In this time, everyone was affected, but the services provided by you helped provide a stronger sense of hope to every person in the nation. You have provided service to every section of the society without any prejudice, which shows the true spirit of brotherhood. You have put the country first and kept your national family above anything else. The act of service done by you is quintessential patriotism. No matter how tough the situation was, you stood your ground. The source of inspiration for all your country people. The country was able to get through this severe strains only through your help. You did not lose hope and instilled a faith for a better tomorrow in everyone. Your unbreakable spirit is really admirable. The whole country is extremely grateful for the hard work done by you. Thank you and warm regards. That was also a nice letter, and the most important, rather, the most beautiful part that made me smile in this letter was the fact of brotherhood. People from all over the country, rather, all over the parts of the world, forgot all what's caste, kind, creed, kin, and prejudice of all the society and put forward their foot in serving this pandemic, serving this world against this pandemic, and that is what is the most admirable, and obviously the quintessential patriotism is correctly shown. And unfortunately, from your letter, I could realize that ultimately we needed a pandemic to showcase the quintessential patriotism that was lying inside all of us. And thanks once more for your letter. So, two letters uh, done by the evening. And let us see in the comment section. Ananya is asking, are you guys excited? Are you people? Those who are watching the YouTube live, I guess you are. Two letters. The first letters, more of a thanksgiving and showing gratitude. Obviously, we are all grateful to all the backline heroes. Till now, there was no specific uh, there was no specific person or people or the community was targeted for this Thanksgiving, and showing a real like that we have pulled out a collective work this pandemic to help the world. Let us move on to the next letter, the third one for today. Uh, it is written by Sneha Chakraborty from the Rotary Club of South Calcutta. Oh wow, she's a Rotarian. From the Rotary Club of South Calcutta, Sneha Chakraborty writes, "Dear Didis of the Asha Foundation, I hope this letter brings as much hope to you as it did to us during the times when no one stood beside us. I always believed that the power they took from people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. In Bengali, the word Asha means hope, and you poured every ounce of blood and sweat to extend a hand of love and help to each one of us. The wave of COVID-19 hit India, and it feels like the times took a U turn to disembark the population to a phase considered most haunting. From children to adults, every person underwent an internal dilemma about their existence and consistently felt alienated from the validation and support of people around them. Anyone diagnosed with COVID 19 was left aloof in most societies, and people felt their lives spiral frighteningly out of control. It's an emotional time that does not have you bawling your eyes out, but you, dear Didis, have made us feel an overwhelming sense in the way you portrayed familiar love and unconditional support. We're the primary caregivers in the rural areas. We have been devoid of PP kits or vaccinations. The government is inhumanly sending you out in the fields with no healthcare facility when you should have received the protection on a priority basis. Little has this system valued your tireless efforts. Without you, the public healthcare would have been way more damaged. Yet, you did never stop. If this is how ends will be, then we can certainly claim that endings can be beautiful too. Yours lovingly, Sneha Chakraborty. This letter, I can say that I really can relate to being a medico, being a doctor in the making. I can relate what the in Bengali what we say in the health and family welfare is Asha Kormi. This I'm sharing you just a piece of information, or rather, that will make you think more how the rural healthcare in India works. It's not only in this pandemic, the people who are just suffering with milder symptoms, etc., were not always first referred to the higher centers like our medical colleges, etc. The fact who provided the base medications like anti-fever medications, anti-cough medications, going home to home, doing regular temperature checks, and mm, ensuring that proper sanitization and proper mm, nutrition was being provided to the people or families affected with COVID were not only done by some NGO groups and people, but a larger segment was done by the Didis, as we heartily say, these Didis of the Asha Foundation, where Asha actually means that accredited social health activist. They are the bottommost line fighters of this health system, but yet, as we know, the bottom or the foundation is what is the most important in everything, and therefore they are the real heroes, really one of the real heroes who fought it out this pandemic. And I was fortunate enough to witness all of them working tirelessly, thinking without themselves. And if you without avoiding, I'm like avoiding criticism, we can like say yes, they were deprived of PP kits. Not only doctors, the Asha Kormis who went to front line, they went to home, to even COVID homes, COVID treating COVID patients primarily, shifting them to higher centers whenever needed, and they did it with just a smile, without complaining that they didn't have the PP kits or enough salary to do so. Hats off and a salute to all the Didis of Asha Foundation, and also thanks a lot from the bottom of everyone's heart to Sneha Chakraborty, who duly reminded us of this bottom line, yet the most important workers in this pandemic. Thank you, Sneha. I guess everybody hearing live would have loved this letter and get to know how did we manage such a big pandemic from every corner of every villages where the doctors and nurses could not reach on time. The next letter up I'll be reading out is it's from, let me see, Ayush Chaudhary. The next letter, the fourth one probably for the evening. Oh, so people please keep a count. I'm not keeping the count. Obviously, it's going to be turning 19 to 20 letters. I'm just going one by one. It's by Ayush Chaudhary. Let us see what he has written for us. Uh, 11th August 2021. To whoever receives it, take a moment and give yourself a round of applause and a warm hug on my behalf. Because, sir or ma'am, you have earned it. This virus came uninvited, invaded our happiness and comfort, murdered our friends and families, took a piece of ourselves. Yet it failed. And we are the one who won. We won because God heard our prayers and sent us the superheroes we needed. You there, sir or ma'am, is the superhero. You became the wall between us and the virus, risking your life and families to protect us, to make sure we live fine. Not only us, but even the stars on this Independence Day are winking at you to say thank you. Because we got independence once again from this eternal enemy of ours. Because you came masquerading as superheroes to unmask us from this deadly wrath of this pandemic. Someone rightly said, when the doors of the temple are closed, even the gods are behind the walls. I don't think anything can sum up your impact better than this. There's nothing but warm gratitude that people as us can provide. So, a big, big thank you. At the end, I would like to dedicate a small poem. He captured the world, every country, village, and metropolitan, invincible and deadly than humanity ever witnessed. But little did he knew the secret of the army is silent, the army of superheroes clad in masks, sanitizers, and kits white and green. With gratitude, every citizen of India. Thank you, what's the name? Ayush Chaudhary. Not only this letter was just a piece of letter, Thanksgiving letter, but it was a wonderful piece of literature that I just read out. Uh, Something I read back in ISC or ICSC, some poem by Lord Byron, I guess. Similarly, the poem that you ended with had the tinge of that clan and clad in green. The army super is clad in mask sanitizer kits, like reminded of, sorry, uh, of the Scottish army fighting the British. And similarly, like this pandemic, all these people masked up with sanitizers and PP kits, etc., and fighting up this COVID pandemic, which eventually helped us to fight this deadly virus whenever very rightly said that doors of the temple were even closed. People started losing hope. It was only this people who helped us to keep hope. And one point of information to say that yes, we had victory, we had what we say a temporary victory, but they helped us unmask. But we must remain more cautious. We shouldn't unmask so soon because the third wave is awaiting. And just like we, everybody, the frontliners, backliners, common people, everybody fought out the pandemic, and that's why we are writing the letters. I guess we must always still now fight for more than a year more so that we can completely exterminate our enemy, that is the COVID-19. Hoping to like read out something different course, that Thanksgiving to the world at large next year, that the COVID is over. How are you feeling that the COVID is over? Next 3.0, probably the Jashn Azadi 3.0, or maybe Adhunik Bharat 3.0. Looking forward to that. A hopeful letter. Let us move on to the next one. Let us see what is in store for us. Till now, the comments, yes, Ravina, Ananya, Sritama, Shukonna, Gaurabda, Manjarima, Onagda, and really it is going a beautiful session. I'm enjoying too. I guess you are enjoying too. So what's up? Join more and more. We are into it, going into the fifth letter, I guess. Letter from Aman Mukherjee. Let us see what Aman has for us. Oh, that's nice written letter to the backliners. And he just like casually makes a tone of friendship while writing the letter. He writes to the backliners, "Hello, this is Aman Mukherjee, one of the people you have been following your work and appreciating all that you have been doing. This letter is an expression of gratitude towards all of you putting in so much of time and effort to help the people in need. It is commendable that you have provided forums on social media that the average person can voice their concerns and crises about hospitals, bed availability, doctors, emergency oxygen supplies, plasma donors, and whatnot. Not only that, but you also ensured that anytime someone requires assistance, you offer them the most up to date and validated leads. I can't think how many people you have aided over the last few months. Even now, when the number of cases in the city has decreased, we are still working 24/7 days a week to assist people with vaccinations and other necessities. It's not simply that you're assisting those who are directly impacted. Mask, sanitizer, and food donations, among other things, have assisted many people in surviving in these trying times. You've all worked nearly 24 hours a day, putting aside your personal and professional lives to ensure that everyone is safe and secure. You have served us and the community as a whole without caring about your health, without taking any breaks, and without taking any rests. Words will fall short of expressing my gratitude, but this is the very least I can do. Thank you. Regards, Aman Mukherjee, a fellow citizen of the community. Thank you, Aman. And I guess this letter is directed, it's pretty clear, everyone, in this YouTube live, that this letter is directed to people, or rather the groups that have been formed, who work tirelessly in providing oxygen leads and all voluntarily to everyone needed, be it oxygen leads, be it hospital beds, be it doctor consultations, be it plasma donations and whatnot. 24/7, like people were working, the small groups. And I'm fortunate that our club, Rotary Club of Gitanjali Kolkata, in association with a hell lot of clubs from all over the country, took this initiative. And we also uh, ran a COVID support where where lot of people who needed contacts, leads were being helped, were being assisted at the earliest, and the entire team worked just relentlessly day and night in order to lessen your sufferings. And therefore, thank you, Aman Mukherjee, for remembering all those who did so. We have the next letter coming out, excuse me, by Rotractor Nitya Sri Rampelli. Rotractor Nitya Sri Rampelli writes, "Oh, nice. It's an open verse poem, I guess. The poem turned like title Gratitude. A shout out to the news crew who tirelessly answer the call to keep us informed and make sense of it all. Take comfort and know better days lie ahead. But first, we must endeavor to keep a cool head. Stay home, stay safe for the greater good. When you must go out, don that mask and save distance 2 meters as you should. Reach out, show you care, give where you can with a hope and a prayer. Lift your frontline workers in the midst of despair who are selflessly giving our elderly care. Cheer on and show love for the sick, scared doctors, nurses, and hospital workers who show up and work doubles in sacrificial service. Give thanks for those who drive the trucks and deliver, stock the shelves and man the cash, even though they may quiver. These are the real life heroes who deserve recognition while we stay at home in a lockdown safe position. We will get through this, and when we come out on the other side, we will look back and say we were all in this together, and our strength was shown through kindness, and in this we can take pride. Thank you. So, a nice piece of letter. I won't say letter. It's a poem dedicated, gratitude poem dedicated to all the workers, be it frontline or backline, all the COVID warriors, from doctors, nurses, and also the drivers who maintain the supplies. And really, they all deserve this position and this gratitude from Protractor Nitya Sri Rampalli. Wonderful piece of literature you have penned down. It was a mixture of open verse and rhyming poem. Um, the most important fact that you have highlighted is that it's not only working out, but the fact that you have highlighted that cheer on and show love for the sick, for the scared doctors, nurses, and hospital workers who show up and work doubles in sacrificial service. Yes, it's not about what the frontliners only are working, but the backliners, how they supported their family members, the frontliners' family members, or the backliners who helped the frontliners to keep courage. And that is what was very, very much important, because see, that's it's a being a frontliner. I can relate to this. It was our job to serve the people as in the hospitals, but seeing so much deaths and every day, it was tough for us to return to hostels and homes and have our daily meal. But and we were scared to go back next day. But these people, seeing their sacrifices, like the ambulance drivers, the people who are bringing in food supplies, the entire teams who are working tirelessly, voluntary teams to provide hospital beds, etc., and all, showing their courage, their determination, we were also pushed to the higher limit of our efforts. And that is what is more important. Working and persevering, seeing others doing the same, others persevering in this pandemic. And very nice small thing that we tend to miss, that is work in harmony and let others work and inspire others to work. Thank you, Rotracta Nitya Srirampalli, for this. Yes, Shuprabhat is commenting that it has been beautifully penned Indeed, it's a lovely piece of literature apart from being just a gratitude letter. Ananya is saying খুব সুন্দর সত্যি মানে অসাধারণ এক কথায় অনবদ্য যেটা বলতে পারি I guess the person next lining up is Guramrit Kaur. Guramrit Kaur is the next person whose letter I'm going to read out. Let's see. It's lovely to see. It's like it's indeed my pleasure to see like a lot of people from inside and outside Calcutta, from different parts of the country, have uh, poured in messages, poured in letters, and uh, that is the thing which I was missing in Jashn Azadi, rather uh, like in Adhunik Bharat 1.0, like the letters were more or less circulating from only West Bengal, but this time it has reached, like, breached all the barriers of states and etc. and the whole country. Letters from all over the country, from all societies have coming up. The last letter was an example of that, and next upon is the Guramrit Kaur. Uh, she writes, "Dear backliner, Tony Robbins once said, only those who have learned the power of sincere contribution experience life's deepest joy, that is, true fulfillment. It's easy to sit safely confined in the four walls of our homes than to fight battles every day against the enemy that has invaded us for a year now. Where most of us decided that it was enough to take care of ourselves, you step beyond the line to make a difference. Be it delivering food to the homeless or attending to the dead, you have done it all. Most of us have taken the easy road, but you decided to generate a change yourself. Most importantly, you decided to be the change. And you, my friend, have successfully succeeded. Pardon me. The selfless acts that you have pulled this past year are no less than saving lives. Your values have guided you to the light for others in these dark hours, and I salute these values for passing the cruel test of time by not wavering to the slightest. It's not solely the acts, but the smiles and tears of joy you have brought into being that have tugged at my heartstrings. You have been a silent angel in disguise for countless people, looking out for them even without their knowledge. You don't know me, but you are one of the bravest people I have ever known in my entire life. My deepest, my deep respect to all the silent angels out there looking over me during this chaotic period. Wow, that's such a calm, composed, and uh, beautiful piece of description, rendering or rather calling up all those backliners as the silent angels in disguise. Indeed, people who are backliners came to us like angels and fairies in our night dream, alleviating all our sufferings. And to be honest, Gurumrit, there is nothing called bravest, I guess. It should be most brave, but like the emotion described in this letter truly overshadows the word that you use, that is bravest. Indeed, the English literature should have changed to most brave to bravest, because just your letter was so just amazingly poised. Your words are just the perfect to be fit in this letter. Thank you, Guramrit, for this wonderful, wonderful note of thanksgiving in the most pleasant way. Okay, moving on to the next letter. Before that, uh, I see the views slightly have dropped. I don't know why. Are you not enjoying the session? People out there on YouTube Live. People are commenting with loads of love. Amazing. By Dipshika Bachar has commented, Khub Sundor and amazing. Uh, People, and yes, the views are, yeah, Manjarima. we are everybody into this event. Uh, I'm calling on more people for this event because we have something very special in the next letter that is going to like be read out now. We are very something very special because our event has not only like remained within the barriers of India. To be very honest, uh, the let the event Jashn Azadi and Adhunik Bharat as a segment of Jashn Azadi has reached out even to Bangladesh, a neighboring country, uh, and that's why uh, I'm going to read out this letter. It is from Road Mahin Al Beruni. He's the club service director from the Rotary Club of Sun City, Rajshahi, Bangladesh. It's indeed a pleasure to read out the letter because our event has surpassed the national borders, just as the notions of Rotary, the uh, Rotary works as a unit all over the world, changing lives. Therefore, let us read out the letter, what a friend from and fellow Rotractor from Bangladesh has to say us. 10th of August 2021, Rajshahi, Bangladesh 6100. Honorable freelancer bike rider, I don't want to start the message through the traditional hello, how are you, etc. etc. I'm sorry that I cannot do anything for you, but through my heart, but though my heart wants it. Last month, you got viral for your statement to the police when they hold you and asked, why are you breaking the government order by riding in a lockdown? You stated, বউকে খাওয়ালে আমার বাচ্চা দুধ পাবে. Truly, I cannot feel or understand your pain, but as an educated man, I can get your point. And my hats off to you for your fight. During this COVID period in Bangladesh, we hadn't any choice without lockdown. Excuse me. Which is true. Then also most of the people in our country who works on daily based, they needed to work for food to live. Or if they stop working for a day, then they will have to stop their stomach for that day. And this is more than just true. You're a real man and a real fighter. You could be an idol for the world, and you deserve this. May the Almighty always help you on your such good paths, and may the Almighty help all of us to live a good life with tons and respects and plenty of best wishes. Rotractor Mahin Al Beruni, Club Service Director, Rotary Club of Sun City, রাজশাহী, বাংলাদেশ। কি অসাধারণ লেখা ছিল না, আমি বাংলাতেই বলছি কারণ লেটার চিঠিটা বাংলাদেশ থেকে এসছে, আমাদেরই এক বন্ধুর থেকে। এবং বাংলাদেশে যে মানে সিচুয়েশনটা যেটা চলছিল কোভিডের মধ্যে, সেটাও ঠিক আমাদেরই মতন, মানে খুব একটা আমাদের থেকে আলাদা নয়, সবাই দিশেহারা। তার মধ্যে একটা অফবিট লেটার আমি বলবো যেটা পেলাম, সেটা হচ্ছে সত্যি মানে এই জায়গাগুলো কেউ কিন্তু নোটিস করে না। এই যে একটা ফ্রিল্যান্সার বাইক রাইডার যে এমনি জাস্ট অন্য সময় তো অ্যাজ আ ফ্রিল্যান্স বাইক চালায়, স্কুটি চালায় এটসেট্রা, সে এই প্যান্ডেমিকের মধ্যে বেরিয়ে পুলিশের কাছে কোয়েশ্চেনের মাঝখানে পড়ে, কোয়েশ্চেনের সামনে পড়ে সবকিছু করে এই উত্তরটাই দিচ্ছে যে আমি দুধ আনতে যাচ্ছি কারণ আমি বউকে খাওয়ালে আমার বাচ্চা দুধ পাবে। ইটস নট দ্যাট জাস্ট আমি বেরিয়েছি, আমি বেরালে আমার ফ্যামিলি মেম্বার পাবে, তার জন্য আমার বাচ্চা সুস্থ হবে। তার দ্যাট ইজ আ চেইন অফ পিপল, যাকেও ভালো করছে। আর বাচ্চা সুস্থ থাকলে বাড়িতে সবারই মেন্টাল হেলথ ভালো থাকবে। আই গেস সেটাই হয়তো বলতে চেয়েছে আল মাহিন, রোডটা একটা মাহিন আল বেরুনি। আর সবাই যদি মেন্টাল হেলথ ভালো থাকে, উইচ ইজ মোস্ট ইম্পর্টেন্ট। আমরা দেখেছি প্যান্ডেমিকে লট অফ সুইসাইড, লট অফ ডোমেস্টিক ভায়োলেন্স যেটা হয়েছে, সেটা হবে না। লাইক বাড়িতে সবাই সুষ্ঠুভাবে বাঁচার জন্য কাউকে না কাউকে তো বাড়িয়ে যেতে হবে, তাকে তো রিস্ক নিতেই হবে। এবং খুব সুন্দরভাবে তাই লেটারটা লেখা হয়েছে, নট জাস্ট রিমেম্বারিং দ্য প্রোটোটাইপ হিরোজ, বাট অবভিয়াসলি এক কথায় অসাধারণ। আমরা কেউ হয়তো চিন্তাই করতে পারতাম না এই অ্যাঙ্গেল দিয়ে একটা থ্যাঙ্কস গিভিং লেটার বা চিঠি লেখা যেতে পারে। অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ বাংলাদেশের সকল মানুষকে। আহ, মাহিনাল বেরোনি, তোমাকে অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ। আপনাকে শুভেচ্ছা রইল। পরে অনেক ইভেন্টে হয়তো আলাপ হবে, আরো কথা হবে এই ব্যাপারে। আহ, ততক্ষণ ঘরে থাকুন, সেফ থাকুন। আর আমার সোনার বাংলা, আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি, এইটুকুই বলতে পারি। ফ্রম রোটরা ক্লাব অফ গীতাঞ্জলি কলকাতা, থ্যাংকস ফর পার্টিসিপেটিং right from Rajshahi, Bangladesh. Moving on to the next letter. Mm, it is a letter of gratitude to the silent heroes. Mm, it's by uh, Devduti. Devduti writes, uh, to the heroes who chose to remain equals. We'll tell them fairy tales about heroes that nobody knows about because they chose to remain equals. Superheroes in reality don't wear capes. They don't have arc reactors to power their heart. Their heart pumps the same blood as yours and mine. They don't possess any supernatural power and different from us. But what sets them apart is the virtue of selflessness. Expressing gratitude to the frontline workers of the pandemic, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge and thank the heroes who are amidst us, choosing to remain in the shadows, choosing to remain equals, fueling our daily needs, but weren't as recognized. When COVID confined my grandmother in between four walls for days at stretch and prayers were echoing in every room of the house for a speedy recovery, Chandan Kaka, the medical shop employee, decided to deliver her medicines to our doorstep. Kavita Auntie, who had opened a free food delivery service for COVID warriors, sent home cooked comfort food for her every day for 15 days without fail. Excuse me. The group of anonymous college students who sent us contacts of oxygen cylinders and available doctors whenever grandma's health deteriorated. How can I forget Dilip Chacha, who cleaned the premises of our housing society, sanitized our corridors diligently every day? Most heroes work silently, supporting the main actors like the farmers, still working in an almost dead market. The vegetable vendor pushing his cart to every doorstep every morning. The teachers were thrown into a new world of virtual classes and who adapted to those without any complaint. The people who risked their health to travel to their workplaces every single day. It's time to salute the silent heroes of our society. Thanking you, Devduti. Such a wonderful piece of letter, na? Devduti shares her personal experience when her grandma was confined in the between the four walls, suffering this pandemic, and how each segment of the society helped grandma to recover. And starting from Chandan Kaka, the medical shop employee, to Kovita Auntie, who is home COVID kitchen, who runs the COVID kitchen free of cost, and Dilip Chacha, who cleaned the premises, and also the college student, bundle of college students, putting aside all their personal aspirations and all, work tirelessly providing their duty, the contacts for the oxygen cylinders, etc., and all. And one thing that Devduti has also highlighted that the farmers really they worked hard in the fields. The market was down, still their plow did not stop because it's they who feel happy when we feed wholeheartedly, whole stomach. Also, the teachers who really, without any training, had to switch over to a very different mode of teaching, which is not as comfortable as boardwalk teaching. It was indeedly a great, great job. It really was a very hard or tough job, as you say, uh, to teach, to enlighten students without feeling their personal presence. A wholesome letter from Devduti sharing a personal experience warmed a heart, I guess, everyone who's watching the live out there. Thank you. Mhm. Pausing for a bit. Well, thank you. Next letter, who is up there? Let me see. Oh, Devduti, you are live, watching live. That's so nice. Thank you, and welcome from the entire team of Gitanjali Kolkata. You wrote just amazingly. Uh, the next letter is penned down by Kapila Sharma. Kapila writes, Respected backliners, I am writing this letter to express my heartiest gratitude to all of you for the great spirit to serve humanity selflessly during the hard time of COVID 19. You all are the real heroes to all of us. Because despite the difficulties, problems of this pandemic, you all have assured us that we could buy basic items to fulfill our daily necessities. You all have not stayed home because of having indispensable tasks in the crisis. You all have taken care of us from this beginning of this pandemic till now without taking care of yourselves. Not saying that we have our own families or lives to take care for. You all have taken care of us as your family and tried us with full efforts, making our lives as normal as possible. You're the best personalities in the real world, and working effectively and tirelessly for the society for the sake of saving lives of others is priceless. Thank you so much for putting yourselves in the way of danger to save us, feed us, help us, and for all the ease. Thank you for all you're doing to save our community. I pray each and every day for all of you and your families to stay safe and strong always. Thank you so much for all your hard work, support, and sacrifices to save others and to save the public and to maintain the normalcy. This is what it means to be a hero because your efforts, I can trust that my family, friends, relatives, neighbors will stay safe during this unprecedented crisis. All the backliners, humility, kindness, and strength are all doing. May God always bless you all with a healthy, happy, and prosperous life. Thanking you with sincere gratitude, Kapila Sharma. Well, Kapila didn't mention a single thing about who is backliner or frontliner. She just wholeheartedly, in every single line, thanked all the frontliners, all the backliners, without categorizing them in her letter. That's also a kind of unique note of thanksgiving, and I was like perplexed and amazed by the use of adjectives in her letter. Thank you, Kapila, for your wonderful piece of writing. Next upon, we have the letter from Shomshorjo Rai, I guess. Uh, the smile went up on my face because it's going to be letter in Bangla. বাংলায় লেখা, অনেকক্ষণ পর পেলাম। একটাও এখনো পর্যন্ত পাইনি বাংলায় লেখা। আমাদের এই ইভেন্টটা ট্রাইলিঙ্গুয়াল ছিল, হিন্দি, ইংলিশ অ্যান্ড বাংলা। তো অনেকক্ষণ পর বাংলা পেয়ে খুব ভালো লাগলো। দেখি কি লিখেছে আমাদের জন্য সংশোধন। স্নেহের কোভিড যোদ্ধা, তুমি আমাকে কোনোদিনও সামনাসামনি দেখার সুযোগ পাওনি, কিন্তু আমি তোমাকে দেখেছি অনেক অনেক কাছ থেকে। আমার এই চিঠিতে কোনো ঠিকানা না দেখে ঘাবড়ে যেও না। আমি আমার বাসস্থান পৃথিবীর কাছে অধরাই রাখতে চাই। হে উজ্জ্বল ভারতবাসী, তোমার কাছে আমি চিরকাল ঋণী। তাই তো আজ তোমায় এই চিঠিটা লিখছি। এই দুর্গম দুঃসময় মানুষ যখন আলোর কোনো রকম চিহ্নই খুঁজে পাচ্ছে না, তোমরা তোমাদের ভয়কে ও দৈনিক ব্যস্ততাটাকে জয় করে এই ভয়ঙ্কর অতিমারির বিরুদ্ধে যুদ্ধে যোগ দিয়েছ। আমাকে রোজ হাজার হাজার মানুষের চিতার সামনে দাঁড়িয়ে তাদের আত্মাকে বরণ করতে হচ্ছে। একজন মায়ের পক্ষে এ কতখানি দুস্তর তার অক্ষরে লিখে বোঝাতে পারবো না। কিন্তু আমি আপ্লুত এই দেখে যে আমি একা নই। আমার দুঃখ, আমার বেদনা আপন করে নিয়েছে আমারই শয়ে শয়ে সন্তান সন্ততি। আজ আমি গর্বের সাথে বলতে পারি যে কেবল আমার ফ্রন্টলাইনাররা নয়, আমার মাটির ব্যাকলাইনাররাও কোভিড অবস্থায় প্রশংসনীয় ভূমিকা পালন করছে। তোমাদের মধ্যে কেউ বা কারা এই দায়িত্ব পালন করে যাচ্ছে? আজ আমি গর্বের সাথে বলতে পারি, আহ, তোমাদের মধ্যে কেউ বা কারা সূর্যের অসহ রোদকে আহ্বান জানিয়ে দিন রাত মাঠে ঘাটে লাঙল দিয়ে চাষ করছে। আবার কেউ বা কোভিডের মুখে মাস্ক পরে রাস্তাঘাট পরিষ্কার পরিচ্ছন্ন রাখছে। বিশেষ করে আমার মন জয় করছে তারা, যারা সমস্ত কোভিড বিধি মেনে ঘরে ঘরে দ্বারস্থ হয়ে পৌঁছে দিয়েছে বেঁচে থাকার নিত্য সামগ্রী। তোমাদের জন্য আজ আমি অন্যান্য দেশের কাছে আমার মাথা উঁচু করে দাঁড়াতে পারি। রাত যতই গভীর হোক না কেন, সূর্যের উদয় হতে বেশি সময় লাগে না। এই কোভিডের জন্য অন্তত আমি আমার ছেলে মেয়েদের পরাক্রমটা দেখতে পেলাম। আর যাই হোক, জানবে তোমাদের একজন মা আছেন যিনি সর্বদা তোমার মাথার উপর আশীর্বাদ দিচ্ছেন। ভালো থেকো বাছা ধন। ইতি তোমার দেশ ভারত মাতা। কি সুন্দর একটা আলাদা অ্যাঙ্গেল ছিল না? ঠিক মানে কোভিড ব্যাকলাইনারদের সম্মান জানাতে মধ্যে থেকে হঠাৎ কোথাও থেকে একটু পেট্রিয়টিজম, একটু ন্যাশনালিজম, একটা ন্যাশনালিজমের একটা টিঞ্জ জুড়ে গেল না চিঠিটার মধ্যে? অ্যান্ড আই গেস খুব অ্যাপ্ট এই আমাদের জশ্ন আজাদির আধুনিক ভারতের 2.0 জন্য এই লেটারটা। বিকজ শুধু কোভিড ওয়ারিয়ারদের খালি মানে ধন্যবাদই দেয়নি, ভারত মাতা হিসেবে